Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. You might be wondering what will happen here today. So, I work in a pharmacy. I have friends that work in a pharmacy and we tend to help weird people. So if you work in retail, you know what I'm talking about. So anytime me and my friends are talking about work, we discuss our funny situations every time something happens. And I was like, maybe this could be a new series of me exposing our funny stories while working. So I asked my friends if I could share their stories, and they were totally fine with it, and even gave me more juice to the tea. So let's get started. I hope you like it. First story. When my friend was starting to work in the front and actually was able to interact with different customers, and once a guy walked in full bicycle gear. So maybe he was like in his 30s, 40s, and he walked up to her, slightly embarrassed, but he looked strict. And he said to her, "So, me and my wife, we had a little accident. So, well, now, if it would happen to me, I would be like, okay, where's your wife? Because we need her here." You know, my friend, she was a little bit more innocent than that. She was actually thinking that his wife had an actual accident. A bike accident. She went pale. Oh my god, where's your wife? Is she okay? Is she hurt? The dude looked absolutely confused. Yeah, she's fine, I guess. Well, luckily, her coworker walked up to her and was like, "Hey, girl, it's not that type of accident. Silence." And then it clicked. Oh. For the people who don't get it, if anyone comes in a pharmacy and is like, "Yeah, I had an accident," you probably just have to clarify and be like, "Hey, is it you had an accident with your partner? Yes or no?" And then we have to give it to the pharmacist. So she didn't knew that back then, and she was ready to save this woman's life. Like she thought this woman had the biggest bike accident and is lying dead on the street, and she has to save her. Well, she finds it really funny now, and we all do. So, hey, that's how we cope, so it's okay. Up to the next story. When I was working at my old pharmacy, there was always this one dude. He was an quite elder guy, and we always thought he had problems regarding his hygiene and with money. And sometimes he would be pretty weird towards my coworkers and me, so it was always a gamble who was the one serving him. And one day, you can guess who was the lucky person that could serve him. Me. So we two were talking. Well, most likely he was talking to me, and I was just like, "Please leave. It's okay. You already bought it, so leave me alone." Like, yeah, maybe he was lonely, but if you would be in my skin, you would know what I mean. So I was nodding my head because it's a typical reaction if somebody talks to you. And he noticed. He noticed me nodding my head. So what he did, he was starting to copying my nodding. I found it weird. I was like, okay. I laughed a bit because trying to save my ass. And he literally pulled out an ukulele, started playing, dancing, and singing, and was also nodding his head. I was too stunned to speak. I was like, no, please no. What the hell? What is happening? I was quiet. I was looking at him like, okay. My coworkers were dying. Like, when I glanced behind me, I could see them hiding their head behind the corner and dying quietly because, you know, it's rude when people laugh at customers. Yeah. After he left, I stood there just wanting to work, you know, wanting to be a good citizen. I went back to my coworkers and I'm like, yep, I need a break. I need a coffee. I'm gonna snatch some cocaine. I cannot do this anymore. What the hell? Okay. Next story, on to the last one. Because getting too much trauma, for fuck's sake, too much trauma. So when my other friend was like 17, 18, she was serving a father. Now, to my opinion, and from literally everyone else that she has told the story to, we would all agree that my girl looks like her age. She looks like a 17 to 18-year-old girl at that time. Now, this father came up to her with his 16-year-old son, and he had a prescription for this son. And he was complaining about the son. You know, typical parent complaining about their child, being like, oh, they are so lazy, they are so stupid. You know, typical parents. Yeah. And the son was right next to him. Like, I was like, what a weird thing to do. And after he was done complaining, he looks at my girl and he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you should know, right? How is the situation with you and your kids? What? My girl went quiet. Like, what the I don't have kids. I am 17, 18. What do you want from me? Now, when she first came up to us and told the story, we were absolutely dying. We were making fun of her. Of course you would if that happened to someone. But literally, how are older people acting, saying the most outrageous thing with a straight face? Like, how the hell? My girl was having a crisis in school. Like, this can't be. She looks like a child. She's even as short as a child. How can you mistake her for an adult? Yeah. To be honest, we all still joke about that. Like, it's a running gag in our friend group. We regularly ask about her kid. Like, hey girl, how your kids be doing? How's the little one? How is Jeremy doing? She always replies with the same thing. She was like, yeah, my kids are fine. I even fed them this week. That's how we deal with these type of conversations. You know, trauma dumping, but laughing about it. It's what keeps us sane for some reason. But yeah, that was the last story. I hope you liked it. And yeah, that was the first episode of this mini-series. I hope it interests you and you would like to see more. Give me a like if you want another episode and subscribe if you want to join this yet no-name community. Yeah, I still don't have a name for you guys. Anyways, if you work in retail, feel free to share your experience in the comments. I want to laugh, okay? I need those. I need them in my life. So, I hope you have a splendid day, and I hope I see you again in my next video. Bye!